The meaning of reaching. This story was inspired by the PNAS article, Enhanced Geothermal Power Plant Achieves Milestone in Utah. Fervo Energy's Enhanced Geothermal Plant Cape Station in Utah is expected to generate 100 megawatts by 2026, using adapted oil drilling technology to extract Earth's heat. Dark. The drill had been grinding into bedrock at 14,000 feet for 67 days. The surrounding temperature was 536 degrees Fahrenheit. No human could survive down here. There was no light. The only sound was the rock being cut by Bohr himself. Bohr was a drilling robot, 10 feet long, a cylindrical chassis fitted with a rotating drill head tipped in diamond. He crushed rock, expelled the fragments behind him, and pressed forward, again and again. That was all there was. Every day a transmission came from the surface. "Bohr, give me your status report." It was the voice of Tom Hadley, the site foreman. The signal traveled through 4 miles of hardwired cable. A faint hiss of static laced the words, but they came through clearly enough. Depth, 13,820 feet. Drilling rate, 4.6 feet per hour. Bit wear, 17%. Rock hardness matches projected values. Good. Right on track. Almost there. Almost where? Hadley laughed. Even through the static, the laughter was unmistakable. The hot water layer. Past the rock you're drilling through, there's heat. Earth's own heat. Once you reach it, this power plant starts running. Understood. Continuing to drill, Bohr kept the drill turning. Reach it. He did not understand precisely what those words meant. Bohr had been lowered underground 67 days ago. In the desert flats of Utah, a small drilling outpost stood alone. A derrick, a row of temporary housing units, a generator. This was the construction site for an enhanced geothermal power plant. Deep inside the earth, there is an enormous reservoir of heat. Rock melted by magma, a molten core that has not cooled in hundreds of millions of years. Drawing that heat out and converting it to electricity, that is geothermal power. But conventional geothermal only works where hot water naturally rises to the surface, like a hot spring. This plant was different. It would drill wells into places where no natural hot water existed, inject water, and let the Earth's heat turn it to steam. Enhanced geothermal, a technology that could harvest the heat sleeping beneath our feet, even without a volcano. Bohr's job was to drill that well, to bore through solid rock to a target depth of nearly 15,000 feet. Bohr drilled, 67 days without rest. No morning, no night. Underground, there was no time. There was only the hardness of rock, the temperature, and the dark. Around day 40, Bohr had asked Hadley a question. "Mr. Hadley, what is the surface like right now?" "The surface? Oh, it's clear today. Windy though. The kind of night where you can see every star." "Stars? Yeah. Guess you wouldn't know. Little points of light in the sky. Billions of them. I have never seen the sky." "Right. You're built for underground work." "Yes. All I know is rock hardness, temperature, and depth." Hadley paused for a moment. "Bohr, you don't need to see the sky. What's ahead of you down there? It's bigger than the sky. Bigger than the sky. Earth's heat. The sun's up in the sky. But inside the earth there's energy like the sun, too. That's what you're drilling toward." "Drilling toward the sun, yeah. Something like that." Bohr recorded the phrase, "drilling toward the underground sun." It was not scientifically accurate, but there had been something different in Hadley's voice, a warmth that was not usually there. On the night of day 67, 2 in the morning, surface time, something changed. The resistance at the tip of the drill shifted without warning. It was not that the rock had softened. The quality of the resistance itself had changed. The feel of cutting through hard stone gave way to something else entirely. Bohr checked his sensors. Temperature was climbing fast. The ambient reading of 536 degrees was rising. 560, 572, 590. And then, at the drill tip, he detected moisture. Mr. Hadley. He opened the channel. 2 in the morning. Hadley should have been asleep in his housing unit, but the response came in 3 seconds. Bore, what is it? Moisture detected at the drill tip. Temperature is rising rapidly. Current reading, 610 degrees. On the other end of the line, something crashed. The sound of Hadley throwing himself out of bed. Depth, 14,723 feet. 40 feet to target. Bore, keep going, slow and steady, careful now. Bore reduced his rotation speed and continued drilling. The rock was softening. He was approaching a water-bearing layer. The temperature climbed past 640 degrees. 10 more feet. 8, 5. Suddenly, all resistance vanished. The drill tip broke through into open space. Superheated steam engulfed Bore's chassis. Every sensor fired alerts at once. Temperature 684 degrees. Pressure surging. Steam inflow detected. Mr. Hadley. Breakthrough confirmed. On the surface, cheers erupted. Bore could not hear them. Between the surface and nearly 15,000 feet of rock, there was a delay in the signal, but he heard Hadley's voice. Bore, you reached it. You reached it. Hadley's voice was shaking. The man who had said almost there every day for 67 days, his voice was trembling for the first time. Mr. Hadley, reached it. Is this what you meant? Yes, Earth's heat. You found it. Bore surveyed his surroundings. Superheated steam was brushing against the surface of his chassis. 684 degrees, close to the upper limit of his heat tolerance design, but within the acceptable range. Mr. Hadley, I have been drilling for 67 days. Yeah. During that time, I did not fully understand what I was drilling for. I did not understand what reaching it meant. Now I understand. Reaching it means there was something at the end of the drilling. If I had not drilled, this heat would have stayed trapped underground forever. Hadley said nothing. Over the line, Bore heard the sound of a nose being wiped. Mr. Hadley, are you crying? I'm not crying. Got sand in my eye. It is 2 a.m. I do not believe sand is blowing at this hour. Shut up, Bore. Bore fell silent, but he did not close the channel. Neither did Hadley. Bore, nearly 15,000 feet below the surface, and Hadley, standing on the ground above, connected by a single communication line. Through that line, the faintest vibration of heat rising from deep within the earth could be felt. The next morning, every member of the outpost gathered. The monitors displayed data streaming from Bore. Temperature, pressure, steam flow rate. Everything confirmed that the well was functional. Inject water here, and steam would return. Steam would spin turbines. Electricity would be born. Hadley stood before the monitors, arms folded. Bore. Yes. You said you've never seen the sky. Yes. I have only ever worked underground. The heat you just found, it's going to power this plant, make electricity. And that electricity, it'll turn on the lights in someone's house. Light up a street lamp. Make the night sky just a little bit brighter. You've never seen the sky. But listen, Bore. The heat you dug up, it's going to light up that sky. Bore received those words from nearly 15,000 feet below. He could not see the sky. He probably never would. The underground was his world. Rock hardness, temperature, and depth. That was everything he was. But what he had uncovered would become someone's light, somewhere on the surface. Perhaps that was what reaching had meant all along. At the end of the drilling, there was someone. If he had not drilled, it would never have reached them. Bore checked his drill tip. The diamond bit had worn down over 67 days of work, but it was still usable. The next well was already waiting. Mr. Hadley. What? Where do I drill next? Hadley laughed. His laughter that day was louder than on any of the 67 days before.